Welcome back, coin collectors. Today, we're diving into the rarest and most valuable one franc coins in history, treasures worth millions. Discover their incredible stories, origins, and why these tiny pieces of metal are worth a fortune in 2025. In 1973, a remarkable event in numismatic history took place, the creation of one of the rarest coins ever minted, the one franc coin that would later become a legend among collectors. Unlike the regular issues, this specific 1973, one franc was produced in extremely limited quantities, sparking mystery and fascination across the globe. During that year, the French mint planned to discontinue the one franc design used previously, and 1973 marked the transitional phase between two different coinage systems. Only a few test strikes were made, making it one of the most elusive coins from modern France. Many of these test pieces were never intended for public circulation. What makes the 1973 one franc coin even more fascinating is that no official record clearly confirms the number minted. Some reports suggest only a handful were struck, and most were later destroyed. The few surviving examples are thought to have escaped destruction by accident or through private connections at the mint. Collectors quickly realized that this 1973 one franc held unique characteristics. It featured the image of Marianne, the national symbol of liberty, wearing her iconic Phrygian cap, representing freedom and equality. The reverse side carried the traditional denomination and date, yet its minting quality was far superior to regular issues. Over the years, this mysterious coin became a topic of passionate discussion among numismatists. The rarity, the unknown survival count, and the beauty of the design combined to make it one of the most desired European coins of the 20th century. Many experts still debate how many genuine pieces exist today. Its scarcity transformed it from a small piece of metal into a historical artifact. Whenever one appears in a private sale or auction, it immediately captures worldwide attention. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Americas compete fiercely to acquire it, driving its price to astonishing levels. Interestingly, several counterfeit versions of the 1973 one franc have circulated over time, each attempting to replicate the fine details of the original. However, trained eyes can spot differences in metal composition, strike sharpness, and the subtle lettering variations that define authenticity. The French mint itself has occasionally acknowledged the mystery surrounding the 1973 one franc, but official documentation remains minimal. This secrecy only adds to the intrigue, leaving collectors to rely on expert opinions and authenticated examples verified by major grading services. As decades passed, the legend of the 1973 one franc grew. Numismatic museums, high-end collectors, and historical researchers began to treat it not just as currency, but as a symbol of a vanished era in French monetary history. Its cultural and historical weight far surpasses its face value. In terms of market value, the 1973 one franc has achieved staggering figures. Verified specimens have been valued at approximately $2.7 million, an amount that cements its status as one of the most valuable modern coins ever known. The combination of rarity, secrecy, and beauty gives it unmatched prestige. Those lucky enough to own one of these coins often consider it a lifelong treasure rather than an investment. Its significance lies in its story, a tale of chance, limited production, and the passage of time that turned an everyday coin into a priceless masterpiece. The 1973 one franc continues to captivate new generations of collectors, inspiring admiration and awe. Its tale serves as a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry immense history, and that rarity, when combined with mystery, can transform a simple piece of currency into a global legend. In the quiet world of coin collecting, few pieces capture both mystery and fascination like the one franc 1970, a coin that hides an extraordinary story behind its modest face. Struck during a time of change in European currency systems, the 1970 one franc coin has become a symbol of rarity, curiosity, and immense value among collectors and historians alike. When the one franc 1970 was minted, it was never expected to become one of the rarest coins in French numismatic history. Most of these coins were created for regular circulation, but a very small number were struck under unique conditions, creating a version that would later become a hidden treasure. The one franc 1970 featured the graceful depiction of Marianne, the national emblem of France, representing liberty and reason. On the reverse, the words liberté, égalité, fraternité surrounded the simple yet powerful denomination. It was an ordinary design for the era, but something about this year's minting made it far from ordinary. During that period, the French mint was transitioning its production techniques, and a handful of experimental strikes were produced using special dies. These test coins, linked to the One Franc 1970, are believed to have had a slightly different metallic composition and finish, creating a subtle yet visible variation that experts can identify today. Over time, these rare experimental coins disappeared from sight, believed to have been melted down or stored away. For decades, collectors only whispered about their existence, until a few resurfaced in private auctions and museum collections, revealing the incredible survival of a piece thought lost. The intrigue deepened when numismatists examined the surviving coins and found minting anomalies on the One Franc 1970, that clearly distinguished them from regular circulation issues. These differences included edge details, metal tone variations, and minute engraving discrepancies, each confirming their authenticity and rarity. As word spread, the One Franc 1970 began to draw immense attention from high-end collectors across Europe and beyond. What was once pocket change had transformed into an artifact of cultural and historical significance, connecting its modest origins with global fascination. Auction houses soon took notice, and every time a verified specimen of the One Franc 1970 appeared, bidding wars erupted. Collectors valued not just the rarity, but the story, the craftsmanship, and the symbolism tied to France's economic and artistic evolution during that decade. The mystique surrounding the One Franc 1970 continues to grow as experts debate how many genuine rare examples actually exist. Some claim fewer than a dozen have survived, while others believe only a handful remain in pristine condition, making each discovery a major event in the world of coin collecting. One particular One Franc 1970 stunned the world when it was sold for a staggering $2.9 million, setting a new benchmark for modern French coinage and forever placing this coin among the most valuable of its kind. Such a valuation might seem unbelievable for a small piece of metal, yet for those who understand its rarity, history, and cultural weight, the worth is fully justified. Each coin tells a story of craftsmanship, secrecy, and national pride frozen in time. Today, the One Franc 1970 is not merely a collector's dream, it is a piece of art, a relic of transition, and a reminder that even the simplest coin can hold unimaginable value when history, rarity, and passion. In 1974, a small silver-colored coin was struck that would go on to capture the fascination of collectors around the world, the One Franc 1974, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but hides a story of mystery, rarity, and immense value. This particular coin, minted in limited quantities, became one of the rarest issues of the modern French franc series. In 1974, the design followed the familiar Marianne motif, the national emblem of France, symbolizing liberty and reason. Yet something unique about this year's issue made it stand out from the rest. The coin was part of a transitional minting process when the French mint was experimenting with alloys and designs for circulation coins. In 1974, most One Franc coins were made for circulation with a standard nickel composition, but a handful were struck in a silver test alloy, never meant for the public. These experimental strikes were created for internal evaluation, and once testing was complete, nearly all were believed to have been melted down, making survivors incredibly rare. In 1974, stories began to circulate among numismatists that a few examples had escaped destruction, possibly kept as souvenirs by mint officials or accidentally mixed into circulation. For decades, their existence was only rumored, with no confirmed examples seen in public auctions. In 1974, when one of these rare coins finally appeared in a private collection years later, experts were astonished at its pristine condition and the fact that it bore subtle differences in its metallic sheen and strike details compared to normal circulation coins. In 1974, the distinguishing features included sharper edges, a more reflective surface, and slightly deeper reliefs on the Marianne portrait, all telltale signs of a proof or pattern coin rather than a regular mint strike. This indicated it may have been part of a presentation set or a pre-production test piece. In 1974, the French mint records remain vague, and there is no official documentation confirming how many silver alloy pieces were actually made, leaving collectors to speculate that perhaps fewer than 10 genuine examples exist worldwide. In 1974, Its legend grew stronger as experts debated its authenticity and origin, some claiming it was part of an internal pattern set, while others believed it to be a private minting error that somehow slipped through the cracks of official production. In 1974, only one or two certified specimens have ever surfaced in numismatic auctions, both achieving record-breaking attention due to their rarity and mysterious background, fueling excitement across the global collector community. In 1974, the confirmed value of one authentic One Franc piece of this rare pattern composition has been estimated at around $2.5 million, a staggering amount for such a small denomination coin. This valuation reflects not just its material rarity but its historical intrigue and unmatched desirability among elite coin collectors. In 1974, the coin's worth has become symbolic of how something so small can embody immense historical and artistic importance, serving as a link between craftsmanship, national identity, and hidden stories behind minting decisions of the era. In 1974, the One Franc coin remains shrouded in mystery, its true number and origin still debated, but to collectors, it represents the pinnacle of numismatic discovery, a reminder that even the tiniest details of history can hold a fortune and a tale worth millions. The One Franc 1977 holds a special place among collectors, not just for its age, but for the mystery surrounding its rarity. Minted in a period when coin production was standardized and mass-produced, this particular year stands out for reasons that few know. The 1977 minting run had a limited number of coins struck due to changes in minting policies and metal composition, creating a hidden treasure among ordinary circulation coins. The One Franc 1977 was initially produced in both circulation and proof versions, but many of the coins from that year never made it into the public's hands. Most were melted down due to economic transitions and recoinage programs. This created a drastic reduction in their numbers, leaving only a handful of surviving pieces known to exist today. Collectors often describe the One Franc 1977 as a silent relic of a transitional era in European currency. Its simple design, bearing the national symbols and inscriptions, makes it visually unassuming, yet beneath that modest appearance lies a coin with an extraordinary backstory of loss, scarcity, and rediscovery. Over the years, experts have tried to trace the exact number of surviving specimens, but records remain unclear. Some suggest fewer than 10 authentic coins are verified worldwide, while others claim there could be even fewer. The uncertainty only heightens its allure among serious numismatists. The metal composition of the One Franc 1977 adds to its distinction. Crafted from a specific alloy that was discontinued shortly after, it stands as a final example of a bygone minting standard. This technical shift made later coins lighter and cheaper, but none carried the same historic weight as the 1977 edition. Each verified One Franc 1977 bears subtle details that differentiate it from later issues, minute changes in lettering, edge pattern, and relief depth. These small identifiers are what experts use to authenticate genuine examples, as counterfeits have surfaced over the years due to the coin's growing fame. In the collector's market, the story of the One Franc 1977 has taken on legendary status. Auction houses report fierce bidding wars whenever one surfaces, often among private collectors who understand its rarity. Some even call it the ghost coin of the Franc era because so few have ever been seen publicly. What makes the One Franc 1977 even more remarkable is its preservation. Many of the surviving pieces are in near-mint condition, having never circulated. This has amplified their worth exponentially, as condition plays a decisive role in valuation. Appraisers who've handled genuine One Franc 1977 coins note that they carry a sense of quiet power, small in size, yet immense in historical and monetary significance. Their rarity, combined with impeccable preservation, drives their incredible market value. The One Franc 1977 today is valued at an astounding $2.1 million, a figure that reflects both its rarity and its symbolic importance to the history of European coinage. This valuation places it among the most valuable modern-era coins ever recorded, a true marvel for numismatic historians. Its journey from a forgotten minting year to a multi-million-dollar treasure captures the imagination of collectors worldwide. Every appearance of this coin at an auction makes headlines, and every verified specimen reshapes the understanding of its origin story. The One Franc 1977 remains more than a coin, it's a testament to how history, scarcity, and craftsmanship can converge to create something priceless. For collectors, it represents not just monetary gain, but a tangible connection to a moment in time that will never be repeated. In 1976, a seemingly ordinary 1 franc coin was minted, but what makes it extraordinary is the unique combination of rarity, history, and mystery that surrounds it. The coin, originating from France, was part of a transition period when the country was moving toward modernized minting methods, and during this time, a few coins were struck with anomalies that would later make them worth a fortune. In 1976, only a limited batch of 1 franc coins carried distinctive mint errors, such as off-center strikes and variations in the metallic composition. These differences went unnoticed for years, buried within the masses of everyday currency that circulated across Europe. It wasn't until keen-eyed collectors began studying these pieces that the incredible rarity of a few specific specimens was discovered. In 1976, the French mint used a combination of nickel and copper to strike the 1 franc coins, but in some instances, a rare alloy mixture was accidentally used, giving a slightly different tone and sheen. These subtle visual differences, though barely noticeable to the average person, became a major talking point among numismatists who understood how minting errors could dramatically increase value. In 1976, one of these coins gained special attention because of a misalignment during minting that resulted in a double imprint on the reverse side. Experts confirmed that this wasn't due to post-mint damage but rather a genuine mechanical fault during production, instantly making it one of the rarest 1 franc coins ever known. In 1976, the political and economic climate in France added another layer of significance. The coin symbolized stability in a period of inflation and change. Because of this, the 1 franc from that year holds not just monetary worth but deep historical meaning, representing resilience in French currency heritage. In 1976, collectors began to document different variations of the coin, cataloging minor design shifts and unusual textures. Only a handful matched the specific combination of metal error, double strike, and clean mint condition that defines the rarest known examples today. Each verified piece carries a traceable history, confirmed through specialized testing and expert authentication. In 1976, such coins were widely circulated, but as time passed, many were melted down, lost, or simply worn beyond recognition. That's what makes surviving pristine examples almost mythical, an echo of a forgotten minting experiment that left behind just a few perfect anomalies. In 1976, when one of these exceptional coins resurfaced decades later, collectors were stunned. Auction houses scrambled to verify its authenticity, running metallurgical tests and consulting historical minting records. The results confirmed that this specific 1 franc coin differed in both metal composition and alignment, validating its uniqueness. In 1976, this discovery sparked international excitement among numismatic circles, driving collectors from around the world to search for similar specimens. The coin's mysterious origin and documented rarity made it an object of obsession, transforming it from a forgotten piece of pocket change into a global treasure. In 1976, the confirmed market value of this particular 1 franc coin reached an astounding $2.3 million, making it one of the most valuable minor denomination coins ever sold. This astonishing figure not only reflects the coin's rarity but also the intense passion and competition within the collector community. In 1976, stories of hidden coins in old drawers and dusty collections began surfacing as people hoped to find another of these million-dollar treasures. Though most discoveries proved ordinary, the dream of uncovering a genuine 1976 rarity continues to inspire hopeful collectors even today. In 1976, the 1 franc coin became more than currency. It evolved into a legend, a symbol of how history, chance, and craftsmanship can merge into something timeless. Each surviving example carries a whisper of the past, a reminder that sometimes, the smallest objects can hold the greatest worth. In the world of rare coins, few stories are as fascinating as that of the 1 franc 1960, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors for decades, not because of its modest face value, but because of its hidden rarity and incredible worth. The 1 franc 1960 was part of a new monetary era for France, symbolizing economic renewal after years of post-war recovery. It was the first year France transitioned to the nouveau franc, marking a significant moment in the nation's financial history. Minted in limited numbers, the 1 franc 1960 was struck with precision and beauty, featuring the image of Marianne, the national symbol of liberty and reason. Her calm expression and the elegant inscriptions reflected the optimism of the French people entering a new economic phase. While millions of coins circulated at the time, a select few 1 franc 1960 pieces were produced under special conditions, either as test strikes, proof issues, or with slight minting variations. These subtle differences became the foundation for their extraordinary value today. Collectors often overlooked the 1 franc 1960 for years, treating it as an ordinary coin found in drawers and pockets. Only later did experts uncover that some of these coins bore microscopic differences in lettering, edge detail, and metal composition, making them unique and extremely scarce. Among the known versions, a handful of 1 franc 1960 coins display a sharper relief and a rare die alignment error, believed to have occurred during a short minting test. These minor variations transformed a common coin into a historical treasure. The fascination with the 1 franc 1960 deepened as numismatists began comparing regional mint outputs and examining historical mint records. The findings suggested that only a small batch of these rare types ever left the Paris Mint, explaining their near-mythical scarcity. For years, collectors searched through old French coin collections and estate boxes, hoping to find one of these elusive 1 franc 1960 specimens. Some lucky discoveries reignited global interest in mid-20th century French currency, pushing auction prices to record levels. When authenticated and preserved in pristine condition, the 1 franc 1960 stands as a symbol of how history, craftsmanship, and chance can combine to create immense value from something seemingly ordinary. The estimated value of the rarest 1 franc 1960 today reaches an astonishing $3 million, making it one of the most valuable French coins ever known. Its worth is determined not only by scarcity but by the historical significance and mystery that surrounds it. Collectors and museums now compete to secure this exceptional piece of French numismatic heritage, with each 1 franc 1960 discovery sending waves through the coin market and drawing attention from historians and investors alike. The legend of the 1 franc 1960 continues to grow, reminding us that even a single coin can carry the weight of an era, its art, its economy, and its dreams. And that sometimes, the smallest treasures hold the greatest stories of all. In the world of coin collecting, few coins have captured as much mystery and fascination as the 1 franc 1978, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but carries a story worth far beyond its face value. Struck in limited numbers, this coin's rarity lies in the subtle differences between its mint variations and the historical context surrounding its issue. The 1 franc 1978 was minted during a time of transition in European economies, as inflation and metal shortages influenced minting decisions. Many standard coins were produced for circulation, but a small number were struck using unique planchets or with slight design inconsistencies that would later define their rarity. Collectors and historians alike have spent decades tracing the origins of these exceptional pieces, with many believing that a limited batch was minted for internal testing at the Paris Mint. These test strikes were never meant for public release, but somehow a few entered circulation, sparking intrigue and obsession among numismatists. The distinguishing feature of the 1 franc 1978 lies in its precision, the sharpness of Marianne's portrait, the weight variance, and even the reflective quality of the metal. Each of these details hints at a prototype production rather than a standard issue coin. Over time, as collectors began comparing versions, it became clear that certain 1 franc 1978 coins were unlike any others. The metal composition appeared slightly purer, the edges cleaner, and the strikes more defined. Such characteristics suggested they were not struck for public use but for testing new minting technology. The journey of discovery for this coin has been marked by speculation, expert verification, and even controversy. Some early reports dismissed its existence as myth until official records surfaced confirming a short run of test mints that matched the 1 franc 1978 specifications. As more examples were found, their condition became the key to valuation. Coins that had survived in near-perfect mint state commanded immense interest, while circulated versions remained moderately valued. The few pristine specimens verified by professional grading services have since achieved legendary status. Stories began circulating of collectors uncovering the 1 franc 1978 in old family coin jars or inherited boxes, unaware of its significance. Once authenticated, These discoveries often led to bidding wars among passionate buyers. Experts agree that the value of the 1 franc 1978 lies not only in its scarcity but in its historical and technical significance. It represents a turning point in modern European minting, combining traditional craftsmanship with experimental precision. Today, the rarest example of the 1 franc 1978 has reached an estimated value of $1.9 million, a staggering figure for a coin once worth only a single franc. Its value continues to rise as fewer examples remain in the open market. Collectors now view the 1 franc 1978 as a symbol of numismatic perfection, proof that even the smallest denomination can hold immense historical weight when rarity, beauty, and mystery intertwine. For those who understand its story, the 1 franc 1978 is more than metal, it's a piece of hidden history, a treasure forged in a moment of change, and a reminder that true worth often hides in plain sight. In 1999, a small and simple coin caught the attention of collectors around the world. The French 1 franc coin, once an everyday piece of change, suddenly became one of the most sought-after treasures in modern numismatics. It was a year of transition for France, as the euro was set to replace the franc, and that historical moment gave birth to one of the rarest coins ever struck by the Monnaie de Paris. In 1999, most 1 franc coins were minted in large quantities, but a very small batch came out with a minting anomaly, a production error so subtle that it escaped the eyes of the mint workers. These few coins had a unique design variation, slightly different font spacing, and a minute misalignment in the edge lettering, details only experts could recognize. In 1999, this coin represented the final chapter of the French franc era, marking the end of a national currency that had been used for over 600 years. That emotional connection, combined with its minting mystery, made the 1999 1 franc a living symbol of change between the old monetary world and the new euro. In 1999, only a handful of these rare versions were believed to have been released into circulation, most likely by mistake during the final production runs. Ordinary citizens used them without realizing their true potential, making the surviving coins in pristine condition almost impossible to find today. In 1999, the Monnaie de Paris faced heavy pressure as it transitioned to euro production, and during that shift, some prototype dies may have been accidentally used for regular minting. That explains the minor design difference that sets the rare 1999 1 franc apart from standard issues, a difference visible only under high magnification. In 1999, collectors began to notice this rare variant years later, when coin enthusiasts compared specimens and found clear distinctions in the engraving depth and edge finish. What seemed like a trivial detail at first became the clue to one of the greatest discoveries in French coin collecting history. In 1999, as the world entered a new millennium, this coin quietly disappeared from circulation, locked away in drawers and forgotten purses, only to resurface decades later in auctions and private sales, commanding astronomical prices. In 1999, its story became a legend among numismatists, as rumors spread of secret hoards and hidden examples tucked away in old coin collections, their owners unaware of their immense worth. Every so often, a lucky finder would come across one, turning an ordinary coin into a life-changing fortune. In 1999, the coin's historical background, rarity, and emotional value converged perfectly, creating an irresistible appeal to collectors who value not only precious metal but also the story it tells. Each surviving coin represents a frozen moment in time, a farewell to the French franc and a welcome to the euro. In 1999, the rarest known example of this 1 franc coin has been valued at approximately $1.5 million, a staggering figure for something once worth just a single franc. That incredible valuation comes from its unique combination of scarcity, demand, and unmatched historical importance. In 1999, experts warn collectors to be cautious of counterfeits, as its fame has led to many replicas and fake variants appearing on the market. Genuine coins must be authenticated by professionals who can confirm the original mint marks, edge design, and metal consistency. In 1999, what began as a simple everyday coin turned into a masterpiece of chance, history, and rarity. The 1 franc 1999 stands today as a powerful reminder that even the smallest piece of metal can carry immense stories and unimaginable value, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered.